Good day. I hope everyone is starting to settle into the new world we're building. I know a lot of us are really putting a lot of weight into wanting to change the path of that this society is going, right? What I mean by this society is the society that we just saw fall into absolute chaos, right? It's a complete clown show, right? So a lot of us are like, we need to save this society, and my thoughts are is the tower, the the Tower of Babel is falling, which means there's going to be paths that separate. We need to have as little of paths as possible. If we're all going off every direction, then we're gonna have tribal war, like this. It's gonna get wild, right? So I went and had a beer with a doctor. This guy, I went to a party about 2 years ago with the same guys that with the vice president of Shambhala was there, and the doctor and their lawyer and all that. I didn't know they were affiliated with Shambhala, but that's where I met them, and that's when we started business stuff together. So he's good friends with them, and he knows that I'm kind of outing them for what they are. Him I know not a lot about. He's a friendly character, very smart dude. However, we went out for a beer just to chat, and we kept hitting these walls. Like I'd kind of like explain to him, there's a dark and light father and dark and light mother, and he just didn't like. Anytime I'd say, oh, don't say dark, don't say light, you're being so black and white, and I'm like, well, okay. And then I would keep speaking, and he just kept editing my words, and it got to the point where I was like, do we need to write a glossary before we have a conversation? Like, you're a doctor, you should be able to follow what I'm saying, right? So I kind of got a little upset with him. Like, let's not pretend we're speaking a different language. And the funny thing is at that party I was talking about, psychology and some studies and stuff like that, and he like jumped on me again. He's like, I don't like anybody talking about stuff like that. And I'm like, well, it is a study. Like, I don't really. Depends on your intent of looking at the study, right? So I kind of kept talking to him, and he's like, I've written all these papers, and he was explaining how many papers he's had published and stuff like that in journals, and like just to show his competence and why I should listen to him over myself. Which I was like, and at the end of the thing, he just like finally, I was like, I'm just bringing it up as an example of the situation, right? And he finally gave in, and it was all good. So then I realized it's like, if I can't even speak, with this highly educated doctor, right? Then the Tower of Babel's coming down, right? So my plan, you think like, oh, I'm just attacking everybody in these videos. No, I'm attacking pathogens as they arise in my community. And some people would be saying, well, isn't that dividing you from people? Well, no. If we want unity, we want to be unified together and be comfortable in that unity, instead of just passive and ridiculous like all these people are that won't let each other speak. Then I don't want to be a part of that unity. So if I need to just have unity with me and my very small group of people that actually understand non-dual psychology, then fine. But I won't be bullied to live in their necessity of unity, right? So I wrote a little thing after. I find that these videos and also just writing helps me center how I feel about what I just went through and what I'm seeing in the world. So here's a little thing I wrote. I'm watching the Tower of Babel fall. Many of us cannot even speak the same language regardless if we're both speaking English. We have been working on this language for thousands of years. We should be very careful with altering it so fast that we cannot converse amongst each other. As I'm trying to speak my words, I have been edited by those that are listening. They say, please don't use that word, and that word carries a bad feeling, or that word means this now, and that's bad. Remember, your perception on another person's words is not a direct reflection of their intent. I will use my words how I use them. If I feel I've been insensitive, I will edit my words myself. I will speak my words and take responsibility for them. I will not speak your pathological version of English. If your only road to unity is the necessity to control everybody around you, you will never find it. If we can remember, there is no need for a defense if there was no intent for an offense. If we are constantly sheltering people from the wind, they will never grow strong roots. Look at what happened in the story Sleeping Beauty. Her parents kept her away from all spinning wheels, sharp objects, and sheltered her from the wind. As soon as they could not protect her from the wind any longer, her heartbreak sent her into a deep sleep. It is so sad that those who are pushing for truth and holding tight to important traditions are misunderstood. These people are compassionate regardless if it seems like it at the time. All of us have a mother and a father inside our hearts. The mother will unconditionally love you and believes you are great the way you are. The father believes you are good the way you are. However, the father knows you could be better, and with his guidance, you are much, much more likely to grow strong roots. Much love. Let's not be so controlling on people, you know? Look at what their intent of what they were saying, don't stop at something that just made you feel weird, right? What are they getting to? What was the whole point of what you were talking about? You know? I sometimes wonder if people do that because they don't want to understand because it'll trample on their ideology of life, or they really just don't understand, so they decide to say you're pathological rather than themselves, right? What do you think? Huh? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. You guys have a lovely day.